Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Sophia. Last year, a man named Clarence, a 78-year-old retired electrician, walked into my office. Clarence was sharp as a tack. He walked 2 miles every morning and he followed every medical instruction he was given. But Clarence was exhausted, the kind of bone-deep exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. He was experiencing cramps at 3 a.m. and his thinking was becoming foggy, which his other doctors simply dismissed as part of getting older. Clarence was doing everything the system asked of him. He took his pills, he went to his routine checkups, and he accepted every test ordered for him. But Clarence had fallen into a dangerous trap I see every day in patients over 60, the trap of reactive medicine and the cascade effect. Today, I'm going to reveal the one thing you should never, under any circumstances, forget to take to your next doctor's appointment. It isn't a lucky charm, and it isn't a new miracle supplement. It is a tool that gives you back control of your body in a medical system that often only has 15 minutes to spare for you. If you are over 60, or if you care for someone who is, what you are about to learn in this video won't just save you time and money, it could prevent you from ending up on an operating table like mine for a procedure you never actually needed. Stay with me, because we are going to transform your healthcare from being a passive recipient of prescriptions into being the proactive CEO of your own longevity. For decades, we as doctors have been taught to treat the human body like a plumbing problem. The logic was simple. If the pressure in the pipes is too high, you take a pill to drain some fluid or slow the pump. But after 30 years as a cardiac surgeon, holding human hearts in my hands and repairing arteries up close, I can tell you that this plumbing model is fundamentally and dangerously wrong. Your blood vessels are not rigid metal pipes. They are living tissue that breathes and adapts. When you are young, your arteries are like a flexible garden hose that absorbs pressure easily. But as we age, and especially when chronic, silent, slow-burning inflammation is present, those walls stiffen. They lose their elasticity, and the hose becomes rigid, eventually looking like what I see in surgery: concrete pipes. The problem is that when you go to the doctor, they usually only see a 30-second snapshot of your blood pressure in a stressful office environment. Based on that one snapshot, the system often triggers what we call the cascade effect. It starts innocently with a routine scan or a borderline test result. Then that result leads to a biopsy. The biopsy causes a small bleed. The bleed needs monitoring. The monitoring reveals an irregular heartbeat. The heartbeat leads to a new medication, and the medication causes dizziness that leads to a fall. I have watched perfectly functional 72-year-olds walk into a checkup only to find themselves 4 months later managing 3 new diagnoses and living in fear of leaving the house. This is why you need the one thing to break that cycle. So what is this one thing you must never forget? It is your medical self-defense notebook, or your proactive health log. Do not go into an appointment flying blind. An average doctor makes decisions in seconds based on guidelines often designed for 40-year-olds, not 70 or 80-year-olds whose kidneys and livers process medication much slower. Your notebook must have 3 critical sections that we're going to break down right now. Section 1, the medication log and the trade-offs. Every pill you take has a hidden cost that is almost never discussed in a 7-minute appointment. In your notebook, you must list every drug and ask your doctor the golden question: what am I losing because of this medication? For example, if you take a statin for cholesterol, you must know that it blocks the biological pathway that produces CoQ10, the fuel your heart cells run on. Without CoQ10, you feel fatigue, muscle weakness, and mental fog. If you take a proton pump inhibitor, PPI, for heartburn, you're blocking the stomach acid needed to absorb vitamin B12 and magnesium. This leads to nerve damage, memory problems, and heart rhythm issues. If you take warfarin, you're blocking vitamin K2, the traffic controller that ensures calcium goes to your bones and stays out of your arteries. Without K2, calcium drifts and settles in your vessel walls, turning your arteries into stone. Clarence was taking several of these medications at once, and no one had connected the dots as to why he was exhausted. Section 2. Real-world blood pressure tracking. You have to stop obsessing over the number 120/80 if you are over 70. Modern research, including studies in the Journal of American Medical Association, shows that for adults over 75, the optimal systolic pressure is actually between 130 and 145. If we force your pressure down to 120/80, your brain, which consumes 20% of your total blood supply, may not get enough oxygen, especially when you stand up. This causes dizziness and gray, foggy feelings. In fact, seniors treated aggressively to hit low targets have a 28% higher risk of serious falls and fractures. In your notebook, keep a 7-day log of your blood pressure taken at home, morning and night, using a validated arm cuff. Perform the orthostatic test. Measure it lying down, then again within 60 seconds of standing. If your top number drops by more than 20 points when you stand, your medication dose may be too high for your age. Section 3. The 5 screenings you must question. The third section of your notebook should be a list of questions for common screenings. When you are 50, early detection can add decades to your life, but after 75, the math changes. Here are 5 common tests that require an honest conversation about risks versus benefits. Colonoscopy after 75. Colon cancer is slow-moving, typically taking 10 to 15 years to become dangerous. However, the PrEP alone can cause life-threatening dehydration and electrolyte imbalances in an older body. Furthermore, anesthesia can cause lasting cognitive changes in patients over 70. Ask, what happens if we find a small polyp? Are we actually going to do anything aggressive about it? PSA testing, prostate, and mammography after 70. These tests often detect slow-growing cancers you die with, not from. But once a number comes back elevated, the pressure to undergo surgery, radiation, and hormone therapy becomes enormous, often causing incontinence, impotence, and bone loss for a problem that was never going to hurt you. Cardiac stress tests without symptoms. If you have no chest pain or shortness of breath, these tests have a high false positive rate in seniors. This leads directly to catheterization, a procedure with risks of bleeding, arterial damage, and stroke. Studies show that for stable patients without symptoms, surgery often produces the same outcomes as simply taking the right medication. DEXA scans, bone density, after 80. The scan itself is harmless, but a low number often triggers a prescription for bisphosphonates. These drugs can cause serious esophageal irritation and, paradoxically, increase the risk of rare thigh bone fractures. After 80, the real medication for fractures is balance training, muscle strength, and home safety modifications like grab bars. Carotid artery ultrasound without symptoms. Major trials show that the risk of having a stroke during the surgery to fix a blockage can equal or exceed the risk of just leaving the blockage alone and optimizing your medications. Always ask, what happens if we watch and wait instead? Active surveillance is a legitimate, evidence-supported option. It's not giving up, it's choosing wisely. What is the notebook should include is also recording the natural strategies you are implementing. These tools work on blood vessel flexibility, which is something pills alone can't fix. The power of food order. High blood sugar spikes erode your glycocalyx, that non-stick arterial coating, within hours. In your notebook, commit to the habit of eating your vegetables first. The fiber forms a mesh in your stomach that slows down sugar entry, preventing the insulin surge that causes your blood vessels to constrict right there at the dinner table. Apple cider vinegar and nitric oxide. Note the use of 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, diluted in water, with your meals. The acetic acid stimulates the production of nitric oxide, your body's natural vasodilator that tells your arteries to relax and open up. It does naturally what an entire class of drugs tries to do artificially. The 3 a.m. protocol and walnuts. If you suffer from nocturnal hypertension, where your pressure doesn't drop at night, record the habit of eating 30 grams of walnuts, about 14 halves, 30 minutes before bed. Walnuts are rich in omega-3s and melatonin, sending a stand-down signal to your cardiovascular system so your heart can finally rest. The morning danger, the 5-minute protocol, your notebook needs a page dedicated to your morning routine. The risk of a heart attack is 40% higher between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. This is the morning surge. Your stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, rise to wake you up, but they also thicken your blood and constrict your vessels. If you jump out of bed or step into a cold shower immediately, you're ambushing your heart. Write this 5-minute